Welcome back to the Interlake Sports Now. I'm Josh Dugan, and on today's show, we'll recap how our area teams did at the state basketball tournament that took place last weekend across the Treasure State, and then we'll look at some Montana Grizzlies football news from last week, including some big-time news related to the Griz coaching staff. Quick reminder, today's episode is brought to you by Nomad, voted Flathead's best manufacturer. Nomad is a longtime supporter of our local community and sports team, celebrating 20 years of building great careers and mission-focused custom vehicles. Nomad, a Montana-based company making a global impact. Visit nomadgcs.com for more info. That's nomadgcs.com for more information. Alrighty, so state basketball tournament time over the weekend here in Montana. So let's take a look at how our area teams fared at the state tournament, starting with the Glacier Wolfpack girls, who were the lone area Class AA school to make the tourney, and then we'll move on to the Class A ranks, where we had two Valley teams placed in their respective groups. Alrighty, let's get to the Class AA action, starting with the Glacier Wolfpack girls, who made the trip to Missoula for the state AA tournament. The Wolfpack girls did drop both of their games with a 61-38 loss to Billings Skyview, who entered the game undefeated. On Thursday, Noah Fincher had a team-high 12 points to go with 7 rebounds in the loss. On Friday, the Wolfpack girls fell to Missoula Big Sky 44-31. Fincher led the team in scoring once again with 9 points, and Carly Allen chipped in 7. Glacier ended the season with 7 wins and 16 losses. Major kudos, though, to the Wolfpack for making state. They got hot at the right time at the tournament, won a couple games, and they punched their ticket to state. They had a chance to represent the Western AA. Got to respect that. So they were our lone Valley team at the Class AA ranks, so shout out to Wolfpack there. On to the Class A ranks, where the Big Fork Valkyries finished up as runner-ups after coming up just short in the girls' State A championship game against Billings Central. The final score was 41-38, lost a nail-biter. Ava Davey led Big Fork with 12 points in the championship game, and on Friday, Davey played hero with the game-winning layup to push the Vows past Miles City and into the title game Friday night in buzzer-beating fashion. Peyton Gunlock led the Vows with 12 points in that Friday night win. Overall, major kudos to the Big Fork basketball team on making a run to the state title game after winning the state championship last year at Class B. This year, they move up to Class A. They make it right back to the title game. And last year, they had 24 wins and 0 losses. This year, 22 wins and 2 losses. You add that up, that's a 44-2 mark over the last 2 seasons. That's a lot of winning for the Big Fork Valkyries. They have a lot to be proud of. So although I'm sure they would have liked to win the state tournament as any competitor, you never want to lose your last game of the season. That being said, you have that effort, back-to-back seasons, 44-2 over 2 years. That's a legendary run for the Big Fork girls basketball program. On Friday, Browning was eliminated as the other Class A school who made it from the Valley. Let's see, let me update here. So, yeah, the Lady Indians dropped both of their tournament games after a hard-fought 54-44 loss to Haver. Thursday, Tesley Trombley and Josie Michael each had 8 points to share the team high in scoring for Browning in the loss. And then on Friday, they were eliminated after falling to Frenchtown 47-39. The Lady Indians led 8-3 after the first quarter. And it was close at halftime with the Bronx up 21-20, but from there, Frenchtown pulled away. Jarrell Whitegrass and Shaylee Heavy Runner shared the team lead in scoring for Browning with 7 points apiece. Kudos to Browning on their trip to state. Always a great accomplishment to get a chance to compete in the postseason and represent your district. All right, our last area school who was playing at state was the Columbia Falls Boys, who won 3 straight games to close out their time at the state tournament to land 3rd place and finish in 3rd in the Class A ranks. Gotta love that. Their win streak started Friday with a victory, 67-61 victory over Glendive. Jace Hill was huge for the Wildcats in that one with 27 points and 6 rebounds. Cody Schweiker chipped in 19 points as well. The Wildcats got things started out Saturday with a 71-48 win over Hamilton. Hill led the way again with 15 points. Schweiker chipped in 14. The duo was back at it again. And then later on Saturday in the 3rd place consolation game, the Wildcats took on Butte Central and picked up a 58-53 win. Reggie Sapa had a huge game for the Wildcats in the win. After only playing 5 minutes in the win over Hamilton, Sapa had a scoring outburst of 16 points to lead Columbia Falls and helped propel them to 3rd place in state. Overall, a great performance for the Wildcats to get hot at the right time and rattle off 3 straight tournament wins is very impressive, so they definitely deserve a lot of credit. All right, let's wrap up our prep sports coverage with our poster player of the week presented by Hagadone Media Group Montana. This week's poster player of the week honors goes to Big Fork basketball star Braden Gunlock, who has been a driving force of the Valkyries' success over the last 2 seasons. Like I just said, the Vows are 44-2 over the last 2 seasons on the hardwood, on the basketball court. Very impressive. they have been a very special group, and Gunlock has been a big part of that. Gunlock was also just named All-Western AMVP for her stellar play this year, and with her only being a junior, she's got another season on the horizon, so if we look for the Big Fork Valley star to be one of the top players in the state across all classes heading into her senior year next season. That'll do it for our Poster Player of the Week presented by Hagadone Media Group Montana. All right, let's round out today's show with some Montana Grizzlies football news, as the Griz football team made a pair of headlines last week, starting with the team opening up spring practice Monday. The Griz football team will have 27 seniors on the roster, a very experienced bunch, lots of playoff experience as well after last year. The senior core includes a number of key returners for the Griz, including do-it-all playmaker Junior Bergen and running back Nick Osmo, who decided to return for his final year of eligibility after originally announcing he was going to hang up the cleats. So that's a big addition back for the Griz, have Osmo back. He's been a stellar player at the running back position for the last few years. He has a chance to move up some record books, I believe, with the Griz historically, because he's had that much of a productive career. So you have Osmo and Bergen leading the way on offense. Last year's FCS Jerry Rice Award winner Eli Gilman will be back for the underclassmen, and then some other veteran guys who will be seniors, Aaron Fonts and Keelan White at wideout. So a lot of really high caliber talented seniors on this class, and hey, experienced groups tend to win when it matters most, so you got to like that if you're a Griz fan. Some other big Griz football news broke last week as the Grizzlies announced Griz legend and NFL veteran Tim Houck, brother of head coach Bobby Houck, of course, will be sharing defensive coordinator duties with linebackers coach Roger Cooper, who will be co-defensive coordinator and linebacker coach heading into next season. The duo will replace Ronnie Bradford, who took a job with the Miami Dolphins of the NFL, and after Bradford coached the defense to being a top 5 unit in the country last season across multiple categories, including points allowed. Those are going to be some big shoes to fill. Bradford did a heck of a job, but with Houck and Cooper leading the way next year, you got to think this defense is still loaded with talent. Coming off a run to the FCS finale, you got to think they'll pick up right where Bradford left off and keep the train rolling along. Alrighty, that was a very quick show. It's that time of year, not a ton of sports going on. Kind of waiting for spring sports to ramp back up. We do have the Big Sky basketball tournament, but none of those results were final as far as the Montana schools went when this was recorded. So that'll do it for this week's Interleague Sports Now. On a personal note, I would like to mention, it looks like I'm going to be on to the next chapter of my journey soon, so my time hosting the Sports Now is likely coming to an end soon. I'll be away from the show the next few weeks, and I might host a few more shows moving forward, kind of help the Interlake sports team transition to a new host, keep the ball rolling. So we'll see what happens. But in case this is my last show, I wanted to take the time to thank everyone who has taken the time to check out the show over the last year and a half. It's been an awesome experience. It's been a great journey. Big shout out to the Daily Interlake sports team for the support. They're the ones who really make it happen, all the great reporting and coverage. I'm just here passing the message along. And a big thanks to Interlake, the Interlake team as a whole, and Hagadone Montana media as a whole. So a lot of great stuff. Thank you to everybody for checking the show out, as always, and all the people I mentioned there. It's been great to sit here and talk sports in the Valley. There's nothing like it. Gotta love covering sports in the Flathead Valley. No doubt about that. So on that note, thank you as always for everybody for taking the time to check out the show. I'm Josh Dugan, and I'm out.